about you? I'm ready to get dancing here. Some great Vancouver Island stories and styles. It's the show right here on Shaw TV. My name is Matt Carter. Welcome to the 16th episode of our 7th season, episode number 152. Glad to have you along for the music and the ride. And speaking of the music, our musical guest right behind me here. Welcome back, Mr. Mark Crissinger, a traveling troubadour, a gregarious guitarist, writes and performs the finest in blues, roots, and rock and roll. We're going to hear some of his songs and find out more about his very busy performance schedule this month on the island later on this hour. I can say that one of his summer gigs coming up is here in Nanaimo at the Summertime Blues Festival. This 4-day festival is arguably Nanaimo's biggest outdoor celebration of live music. We're going to speak with some of the organizers to find out more about the fest and find out why blues music resonates so well here in Nanaimo. On the other hand, if a bunch of handymen put together a blues fest in Ontario, you could probably call it the Red Green Blues Festival. Red Green Blues Festival. I got one grown. All right, as part of our recurring Seniors Connect series, we're going to see what's happening with the Nanaimo branch of BC Seniors and Pensioners, a seniors advocacy and social group. We'll also meet a Vancouver Island author who took a play that he wrote for the 2010 Victoria Fringe Festival and expanded it into a collection of short stories called Voices from the Cardboard Castle. Not to be confused with Voices from the Legislature, which often resemble cardboard. So now it's time for us to get cross with you, and motocross in particular. We're going to speak with the president of the Nanaimo Motocross Association about the sport and a very important provincial championship series coming to town here in early August. Now, of course, we could use more peace and kindness in the world these days, and to mark this, there are a number of local organizations coming together to celebrate the 3rd annual International Day of Peace in September. We're going to find out more about the multi-day celebrations where you can give peace a chance. Not to be confused with going to the casino, was where you give chance a piece of your wallet. All right, we're going to have a few lacrosse highlights as well in the show to get you ready for the upcoming President's Cup Senior B National Lacrosse Championships. That's taking place in Nanaimo, August 26th to September 3rd. But first on the show tonight, I'm very proud to say that I grew up in Parksville, land of beaches and sandcastles. And of course, those are two of the highlights of the very aptly named Parksville Beach Fest. So I am personally very excited to find out what this year's fest is all about. And hopefully you are too, because that is coming up next. Like sand through the hourglass, these are the days of the show here on Shaw TV.
It's all about the summer vibe and blissful happiness. Summer is finally here, and it's all about festival season. And I'm so excited to present my next guest, Cheryl Dill from the Parksville Beach Festival Society. She's here with us. Welcome, Cheryl.
Thank you, Kerilie. I'm excited to be here.
Well, Cheryl, there's so much going on this year with the festival, and it's so exciting. There's more to the festival this year than ever before. But before we get to that, just tell me a little bit about your society.
Sure, I'm happy to.
Yeah.
Well, we've been a society since 1999-2000. And we formed a society based on some experience that we've had with sand sculpting since 1982, actually. And sand sculpting used to be right on Parksville Beach, but the tide would just take the sculptures away after one day, because that's what tides do. So now what we do is we have the sculptures on exhibition for 5 whole weeks, because they're off the beach and they're enclosed in a fence so that people can see them and enjoy them for 5 weeks.
Yeah, and I love it because I've been for many years watching these amazing creations by these incredible artists. Tell me, what does it take to be a master sculptor? How do they go about developing that skill?
I know, there's only a few people in the world that I think that we can call master sculptors.
Yeah.
And really it's in one word, and that's experience. So these sculptors have amazing experience sculpting with not only sand, but most of them sculpt in other mediums, so ice, snow, and some of them bronze, and a lot of them sculpt year-round. And we also look for sculptors who have actually placed in other sand sculpting competitions. And so there seems to be like a cycle of sand sculpting competitions around the world, and we're one of them. We're a world qualifying sand sculpting competition.
Yeah, and it's so wonderful. Now let's talk about some of the other things happening in the park for the festival. We have to mention the music and the art, the cultural experience. There's going to be music in the park, busking by the sea, art in the park. Tell me about this.
I know, you just basically want to bring your sleeping bag and live in the park.
I don't want to leave.
So you were asking about the society, and that's one of our goals is really we want to create family-friendly, fun events close to the beach because it's an amazing park in Parksville. It's a jewel on the island. And so we do create opportunities for people to not only see artistry in the sand, but artisans from the Vancouver Island area. And we're going to have an artist weekend, which is actually this coming weekend in the park, Saturday and Sunday. And then we also have music every Friday and Saturday night. And guess what? It's free.
Amazing.
Yes.
And one of my favorite groups, Wonder Bread, is performing.
That's right. And you've got the disco top on right now.
Yeah.
You have to wear that when you come to the park.
I'll wear this top. So, okay, so there's all this incredible music in the park. There's the busking by the sea.
That's right.
There's that too.
That's right.
But is it, you know what we forgot to mention? That the public can get involved with the sculpting,
That's right. That's right.
What is that about again?
Well, when we start our sculpting competition, we actually teach kids and families to how to sculpt like the pros. And so we usually hire every year on our opening weekend a couple of sculptors to come in and teach people how to do that. And we use a portion of that large volleyball sand pit, and there's been sculptures there because the residents and visitors have been sculpting.
And they can
all
get
weekend
involved
long.
in sculpt.
That's right, they can get involved. And then you can see when you come in to see the exhibition what the master sculptors do and be inspired to do that.
And this is going until August 19th, is it?
That's right.
Yeah.
We have our exhibition on until August 19th. It's by donation. It's an expensive event to put on because we bring 29 sculptors from all around the world. We, feed them, put them up in a hotel, and we award them prizes. And we've got prizes for the double competition and the solo competition, and they're phenomenal. And this year they sculpted to the theme of wild things from here to the Galapagos.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's really
and
beautiful.
So on that theme, let's talk about these incredible people in our community that are involved. Let's talk about these people.
Oh yeah, there's so many. We've got so many volunteers.
We've got these businesses involved?
Absolutely, and it's the Quality Foods sand sculpting competition that we honor. Quality Foods has been our title sponsor for many, many years. They're a huge community supporter, and we're very thankful for their work. And this year, they helped us come up with the theme that the sculptors really approved, and that is the wild things from here to the Galapagos, because they're getting rid of plastic bags like so many are. And they're honoring people that come through the gate with a donation. They get to have a reusable bag and enter to win a trip for two to the Galapagos. They're going to announce the winner August 11th in Parksville Community Park with the fireworks this year. So it's a great night to come out, see the fireworks, and also you and I were chatting about the light up of our sculptures.
That's so exciting. When is that happening?
That's going to be Friday and Saturday, August 10th and 11th, and the park will stay open extra late for that so that you can come in and see the fireworks, but also the sculptures lit up at night. And it's a fantastic opportunity to take photos of these sculptures with different light on them. Beautiful. We're talking a light show, essentially, is what it is.
Unfortunately, we've got to wrap up now, Cheryl.
Okay.
But, and we should mention that Coast Capital is hosting the light up.
That's right, Coast
It's
Capital
fantastic,
Savings. Great
fantastic.
sponsor.
So I just want to thank you for coming on the program today with us
Absolutely.
on the show. And I'll encourage everyone to get out and enjoy this amazing Parksville Beach Festival and really have some fun this summer. It's all about the summer vibe.
That's right.
Thanks so much, Cheryl, and
You're welcome.
we'll make it down to the festival.
We'll see you on the dance floor.
I'll be there. We're going to throw it over next to Cathy Holmes, so for some wonderful more summer vibe next.
Well, my vibe is already dancing. I am just so excited with the idea that there's going to be another party in this town. And one of my favorite people to party with actually is Susan Jarvis, who's with the BC Old Age Pensers. Last time she was on the show, she made me laugh so hard. And here you're back. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So glad you're
much.
here.
I'm so happy to
You're
be
my
here.
wild thing.
Yes. All right.
But we're here to celebrate something really important today, right?
Yes,
we're
we are.
talking about the BC OAP's 80th birthday party. Let's talk about it.
Okay. The 80th birthday party is on September 8th.
Yep.
At our Old Age Pension Hall on Labio Road.
Uh-huh.
We're really excited about that because we are I think I said last time, we're the oldest branch in BC.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're really, really excited about that. We've got a lot of dignitaries coming.
So who's coming?
I don't know. Are you coming? Did you get your invitation yet?
Actually, I think that you gave me my invitation by verbal anyway.
Oh, you do?
Like ages ago, but maybe not. I might need a ticket to get in.
Yeah, you might.
The good news, though, is that the BCOAP isn't necessarily just for older adults.
No,
I mean, you
it's
can
not.
be
It's not.
you can be
Yeah.
much younger.
You can be much, much younger.
And
we
certainly
are
young in spirit.
Yeah, you could join. You could be.
I'm getting up there, though. In all
We would
fairness.
love to have you.
Thank
We
you
really
so
would.
much.
We do encourage younger seniors. We want
Yeah.
younger people to join because,
Yeah.
let's face it, we can't keep going forever. We're not like the bunny there.
The Energizer
that bunny,
yeah,
yeah,
the
that one,
Energizer
yeah.
bunny. What kind of things do you actually do at the BCOAP?
Oh, we do everything. We have. There's a function every single day of the week.
Yeah.
We play cards on. I don't know. We play cards on Thursday. We play cards on Friday, but there's no money on the table. So if no money on the tables. Yeah.
Not
And we
even
play-
penny ante.
No, they play with nickels. Actually.
Nicholas. So there is money on the table, but nickels don't do much now.
And we do darts on Wednesday. We have Tai Chi on Wednesday. We have our lunches on Tuesdays. We have
Yeah.
quilting and crafting and everything on Mondays. And then we have several events throughout
Yes.
the.
Yeah,
we
I was
try
at
to
your
have a
fashion
special-
show, which
yeah,
was amazing.
we try to have a special
Yeah.
event once a month.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we're very, very busy.
So when you talk
It's a-
about the celebration that you're going to have, the 80th birthday celebration.
Anniversary.
Anniversary.
There's a difference, you know, between anniversaries and birthdays. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Well, there is.
So I think we've got birthdays to celebrate, anniversaries to celebrate,
Yeah.
parties to celebrate. Anytime we celebrate, it doesn't matter, right?
It's a party.
It's just a party.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
party.
Yeah.
So you said that there were maybe some dignitaries coming. Do you actually have a list of events that are going to be happening that day?
No,
Kinda?
we don't
No.
have a list of events. We're going to have a silent auction, and we've got a grand prize of a $500 gift certificate from Joe Keller's Jewelers. Thank
Oh.
you so much, Joe Keller. He's an awesome man. He never says no.
Well,
I
thank you,
shouldn't
Joe.
probably shouldn't say that because now he's going to be bombarded with people coming for donations.
So don't
but-
bombard him.
No, don't bother the
He's-
man.
he's a good man.
He's very kind. Yeah.
Yes.
So that'll be our top prize that night.
Right.
And then we'll have, for every fifth ticket we draw out of the barrel, will be a prize. There's
Oh,
lots
fantastic.
of prizes involved. Lots of local people. Yeah.
That are going to be
donating.
joining. And you have like 100 and how many members do you have now?
150.
150 members. And you've done some amazing things in the last little while with the new set of resolutions that have gone out
Mm-hmm.
as well. So, and on top of that, if you haven't noted, front page news, darling, there you
Oh,
were
there
going,
I was.
woohoo, ta-da, with John Horgan and talking
Yeah.
about the new housing.
Yes.
What did you think of that whole fabulous idea of bringing more housing to older adults?
Well,
in our
I think
community?
it's absolutely wonderful, and that's what we're planning to do too. And as a result of that meeting, or that with John Horgan,
Yeah.
we've now met with Nanaimo Affordable Housing, and
Fantastic.
they're steering us in the right direction. We have no money because we're a charitable or a nonprofit organization, so we
Right.
don't have the funds to do this.
Right.
So if there's anybody out there that's got the funds,
Then we'll
our
take
phone
it.
number is
Yeah,
yes,
definitely.
yeah.
We should make sure
Yeah,
that, you know.
absolutely. If
But
there's
it's
any-
easy to find. Just absolutely do it.
Yeah.
Go to the internet, BCOAP, and your beautiful face pops right up on the screen.
My face popped up?
Your
on the
face
screen? Oh,
pops
that's
up. Just
not
saying.
good. Okay.
You're the face of BCOAP
Am I?
in Nanaimo.
Oh,
Indeed.
Yay.
The affordable housing is a really important piece, but there's other things that are important that you guys do. Your resolutions have actually helped people with, you know, reducing the cost of BC Medical. I mean, you guys have
That's
done
right.
some
There's
neat
been a
stuff.
lot.
And you had a conference recently.
We did, and it was so successful.
Oh,
it was
good.
just a wonderful, wonderful time. Really,
Yeah.
seriously. We're going to host it again next year because they wanted us to do it again.
Well, I think that
'Cause we were
that's
so
just
wonderful.
so important
Yes,
that you're
it is.
doing that.
It is. And we have, on August the 6th is BC Day.
Yes.
Long weekend. We're having an open house to the public, for the public. Anyone's
Yes.
welcome to come. It's a barbecue. And we just want to show our facility off and let people know exactly what we are doing in Nanaimo. So,
as we close off, let's give those dates again. So August 1st
no,
is...
August 6th.
Sorry, August 6th is the open house.
Right.
And the 80th anniversary celebration is September 8th.
But it's for members only, that one.
So you got to hurry up and become a member, and you got to be a member fast.
It's $50 a ticket.
$50 a
We're
ticket
having
and
it
$25
catered.
to be a member. So I'm just saying.
It's only $12.50 if you join now, because
See,
we're halfway through the year.
so
we
you get a
prorate
rebate.
our dues. It's all good.
We got a rebate, and we've got wonderful ways for seniors to get into our community and engage. You know, the Seniors Connect project is designed to reduce social isolation by 35% over the next 3 years, and we keep doing it day after day with our partnerships with people like BCA Old Age Pensioners. So we're glad that you can participate wherever you can. Next up, however, we have Mark Crissinger, who's going to sing a fabulous song of being caught in the middle, because I'm caught in the middle between you and the tunes just at the moment.
All right.
Very cool.
Very cool. Thank you.
Talking to myself in the middle of the night, tossing and turning cause it don't feel right. I'm caught in the middle, and I like it very little. I'm caught in the middle, baby, you've been gone too long. Was it something I did? Was it something I said? Was it some kind of signal that went unread? I'm caught in the middle, we're in some kind of pickle. I'm caught in the middle, baby, you've been gone too long. I've been thinking about you every single night and day. I don't even know why you had to go away, yeah. I've been pulling my hair out, wondering where you're gone, yeah. How could something feel so good, then feel so damn wrong? Well, well, people keep asking where you can be found. I just keep on telling them you ain't around. I've been caught in the middle, like a cat and a fiddle. I've been caught in the middle, baby, you've been gone too long. I've been thinking about you every single night and day. I don't even know why you had to go away, yeah. I've been pulling my hair out, wondering where you're gone. How could something feel so good, then feel so damn wrong? Well, come back, baby, I wish you would, cause this old feeling don't feel too good. I've been caught in the middle, and I like it very little. I've been caught in the middle, baby, you've been gone too long. Well, I've been caught in the middle, baby, you've been gone too long. Yes, I've been caught in the middle, baby, you've been gone too long.
Alrighty, great stuff once again from Mark Crissinger, caught in the middle here on the show on Shaw TV. We're actually going to catch him in the middle of today's episode as well later on for an interview, and of course hear some more music later on throughout the hour. Time to jump from music to bikes which jump, not Nintendo's classic Excite bike, which is probably the only way I could keep a motorbike from falling over. Instead, we're going to get some background about motocross in Nanaimo, and as well as about some upcoming events. Very pleased to welcome to the studio Nanaimo Motocross Association President Ken Parks. Ken, welcome.
Thank you, Matt.
Very glad to have you here. So first off, we need to get a little bit of a historical background. So what is your background in motocross?
My background is I started in motocross when my kid Joey started racing probably about 10 years ago, and so that got me involved. He's the rider and I'm the mechanic kind of thing.
What was your first response when he said, "Dad, I want to get into motocross"?
Yeah, he had some friends that were doing it, and we tried to hold him off as much as we could, but they dragged him into it.
And well, let's we'll talk about Joey a bit more later. He's a racer, but yourself, you've also gotten on the bike now and again. I see you've got the old Darth Maul.
Yeah. No, I rode bikes when I was a little guy, and you slowly just ride some dirt bikes, and then got into some street bikes. But I'm not a talented, good rider, but I enjoy a ride.
I was going to ask you, I know a lot of the musicians I talk to, I always ask them what their first guitar or whatever. Do you remember what your first bike was?
My first bike was probably a little mini bike with a Briggs & Stratton motor in it, yeah.
I gather the general bikes now, a little more horsepower.
A little more high tech, yeah. They start with little 50cc and 65cc bikes that are as highly advanced as the big boy 250s and 450s, yeah.
All right, so let's focus in a little bit about Nanaimo now, and about the Nanaimo Motocross Association. I know reading the mission statement on your website there, I mentioned it's a family-oriented club. So I guess a big part of the association is getting riders of all ages involved in motocross.
Yeah, we like to get the whole families out there. They come, for a race event weekend. They stay in the pits, for the whole weekend. So a lot of families come up there, and it's about getting the kids from 4 to 6 all the way up to, the plus 40s and plus 50s are racing out there.
So obviously being a racer, you always you mentioned the pits there. It's not just about getting around the track fast. It's about keeping the bike in good shape and repairs, mechanics, all that sort of stuff that goes together.
Yeah. It all you have to be consistent in motocross. You have to be fast, and you have to race every race, right?
Yes. Yeah. Let's talk about again racing here in Nanaimo. So I guess the Wastelands, correct, is the big track you guys run. Yeah. For any folks that maybe have not been there, tell us a bit about that track.
Well, the Wastelands has been around since the early 90s. It's been a pro-national track. We call that a pro-national track because there's a series in Canada that all the pro racers go across. It's usually a 10-stop race, and Nanaimo's been part of that in the past. The last couple of years they haven't been. But it's a very good track. It's a great viewing track for spectators, and we hope that we'll get a lot of them out for our big provincial race this August.
That's right. I do want to talk about that, the provincial race here in a moment. But one of the things, again, people might not know, again, it can be a spectator sport. So for these races, it is. Folks can come out, families can come out and see what the sport is all about.
Yeah, you can come up and we have bleachers. You can watch from all different areas of the track, walk around the track, and that's what Nanaimo is known for. Great elevation changes and great viewing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So, of course, you always think about golf and the different challenges, the different courses. Is there something particular that distinguishes the Wasteland from other courses, maybe on a Vancouver Island circuit?
Yeah. Every track is a little different. Every track is different, and generally you have hard pack tracks and you have sand tracks. Ours is a hard pack track, and we try to wet it down so we get ruts in it. So when you get the perfect conditions, this track can't be beat. Right? Nice. It's a great track. Yeah.
And obviously it's speed, but there's obviously jumps. There's some airtime. We talked before coming on the program there about one particular jump. I want to say about 120.
I think they paced her off at 120 feet. So I was thinking I was watching the Evel Knievel thing, and that was what he was jumping in the 70s, right? And now you have kids up here at the Wastelands doing that. Yeah.
That is
not everybody, but yeah.
It's nice with something to shoot for, obviously.
Yeah.
Too. So let's get back to what you talked about again. The provincial championship that's coming to the Wastelands, to Nanaimo, taking place August 11th and 12th. My notes are correct there. So tell me about what sort of quality of riders are we going to see at this level?
Well, this is a big event. A lot of riders all across BC. Some Alberta riders will be here. They have a 3-race series, and Nanaimo has the first race. We have races again all the way from 4 to 6, all the way to plus 50 class. It's going to be a big event. We got Wise Youngblood for entertainment.
Great band,
great band. And we're going to have the big airbags so guys can jump their motocross bikes or their downhill bikes. If you're a downhill biker and you want to come and show up, you can jump into the bag. We have stuff for kids. We have face painting. We have the RC Nanaimo Remote Control Club is there as well on site with their tracks. So we have a lot of different things going on there. Yeah.
So obviously not just the race, but yeah, full really family fun environment.
Yeah.
There's all the stuff there.
You bet.
So again, coming up August 11th and 12th. Where can people get tickets? Is it just at the door?
Tickets are basically at the door. I think there's going to be some giveaways on the Wolf FM, and yeah, come to the gate, and they're $15 each, and everybody comes in. The band's included, the airbags included. Yeah, it'll be a good show.
All right, we're close to wrapping up here. I know you really wanted to get a shout out about some of the sponsors that helped out.
Yeah, I wanted to thank all these sponsors. Just keep us going, and the bigger membership we get is going to help us out. Vancouver Island Hospitality Association gave us big grant money. VI Honda, SG Power in Victoria, Spunky's Motorcycles, Gas and Go, City of Nanaimo, Nanaimo Chrysler, TD Bank, the Wolf, the Bulletin, and of course we thank Shaw TV for this. Thank you.
Perfect. We're very glad to have you on here to talk about it. And again, just an amazing sound event coming up. Again, it's the BC Championship Series Round 1, August 11th, 12th at the Wastelands here in Nanaimo. For more information on the association of the race, check out nanaimomx.com. And last thing, I guess you're always looking for more members, sponsors, that sort of thing for the association and for events.
Yeah, get a hold of us through the website, and yeah, we're looking for to grow the club.
Perfect. Awesome.
Definitely.
Well, great to hear about how strong the Motocross Association is here in Nanaimo. Thanks, Ken, for all your work and all the association's work as well.
Matt. Thanks.
All right, once again, Championship Series from BC Round 1, August 11th and 12th, the Wasteland in Nanaimo. Very happy to have Ken Parks, the president of the association, here with us. And now, if I do some sort of nicknames involved with motocross, I might be Papa Wheelie, but Joanne Hogan is anti-wipeout. She doesn't like to see the wipeouts there. So time for story time right now. Joanne, over to you.
Thank you, Ken, for an interesting presentation about a very exciting show. And I'm not sure if I should be thanking Matt right now. But anyways, what I'm really thankful about is the opportunity to interview this next great author. Ernest Paul Murray has written this incredible book, a series of short stories called Voices from the Cardboard Castle, 12 Tales of Fiction. And as I've been perusing it and talking about it with Ernie before we've gone to tape here, it's a very moving book, and there's so much. We could make an hour interview. There's so much I'd like to ask. But I'd like to start first by asking, what was your background before you chose to write this book? I think that ties in with how you've come about writing this book.
Well, I had worked for social services for the government for 25 years, and I also was a teacher for 6 or 7 years back in Quebec, and yeah, so drew a lot of inspiration from that. Did a little bit of writing here and there. I was a big fan of Stephen King back in the day, and a little bit of Edgar Allan Poe and so on, and used to write a bit here and there.
Oh, that's great. And what was your first story about? What got you to start thinking about writing this particular kind of series of short stories? What was the one thing that resonated with you that got you on this path?
Well, I'd say that it started in the late 90s when I was getting ready for work. I was finishing a cup of coffee from my deck, and I noticed there was a large cardboard box that was basically just outside of the entrance to a church. And I just noticed it just before I left for work. And when I came back at lunchtime, that area was taped off, closed off, and there was a coroner's vehicle right at the steps. So I'm assuming he passed away. Didn't find out that much information afterwards about what happened. But and then I was sitting on my couch one day, I think it was around 2008 or so, and thought about that sad incident, and wrote the first draft of a play called The Cardboard Castle. And I showed it to a friend of mine, Stan Davis, who's in theater and music in Victoria, and he gave me some pretty positive feedback about it. And we entered it in the 2010 Victoria Fringe Festival. And I received some pretty good reviews about it. So since then, I've been writing more plays, short stories, and some poetry, and decided to put a book together in the last few years.
Well, and please do tell us more about it. I also wanted to mention, before we go into discussing some of the stories, because there are 12 in here, is the beautiful dedication to your daughter who passed away fairly recently.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, she passed away last summer, after a very long, serious illness, which started in 2003, I believe. Put up a very brave, courageous fight. It was definitely an inspiration to me to finish the book and write some poems, as you see. And she actually read a lot of the stories before I provided feedback before I put the book together.
Yeah, and you're a very versatile writer. This is a very touching poem of dedication to her. And it's great that you said that she had the heart of a lion, and then she's posed with one of her favorite kitties
Cats, yeah.
underneath.
Yeah, she was a big cat
yeah.
lover. She had 2 cats,
Yeah.
rescued cats that she took care of.
Yeah, that's very, very, very wonderful. I'm sure she would be just so thrilled. And I was just wondering, because there's 12 stories and we only have about 3 minutes to go, are there 2 or 3 that you could tell us a bit about that really resonated with you, and that are stories that perhaps came part of the play or will be considered for plays in the future? Or?
Yeah, the book is pretty much broken up into different types of stories. There's some comedy, drama, some mystery, a little bit of sci-fi, touch of sci-fi. But certainly the Cardboard Castle, which is the first story, it was from the play, and I changed it into a short story and added a few characters and some more dialogue. So it basically comes from the perspective of individual homeless people and what they may be going through in their day-to-day challenges by living on the streets.
There was one that you were mentioning to me, I can't recall the title of it, but it's about how people react to a lottery ticket that floats in the air.
Yes, it's called the Winner's Circle. And it's a windy day, and the person who buys the lottery ticket loses the ticket into the wind. And the story is basically about all the different hands that the ticket comes in contact with. And it's, are they going to be the winning person if it's the winning numbers?
Right,
or,
right.
So is it chance, or, you know, that sort of thing.
Is
So
it fate or karma? Or,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
And I'm curious about the retail security incident. That's an interesting title.
Yeah, so some of the stories are brief incidents in time, and they're only 4-page stories. So the retail security incident is basically about a shoplifting situation in a store, and there's an undercover store detective. And it's basically I try and get the reader to decide whether it's profiling, racial profiling, or that they target certain people and why, and if it's part of their job or not part of their job. And I basically leave it up to the reader to decide at the end.
So it's good food for thought.
Yes.
And self-examination as well. So to wrap things up, you're going to be at signings. Your books are for sale at different locations, some of which is being shown on screen right now. When is the next time you're offering a signing of your books?
The book signings, they're going to be Thursday, August 9th, all afternoon at the Vault Cafe, downtown Nanaimo.
Wonderful location.
Saturday, August 11th from 10 to 11 at Volume 1 Bookstore, downtown Duncan. And Saturday, August 11th from 2 to 5 at Coles Books at Tillicum Centre.
And this is all, of course, on your website, Calamure, I hope I'm saying that correctly, calamure.ca.
Yeah, calamure.ca. That's named after my 2 daughters, Corinne, who passed away, and Leanne, who's in Ireland. So that's where Calamure comes from, Corinne and Leanne Murray.
Well, it's been absolutely a pleasure getting to know this book. I still have more to learn from it, and to get to know you, Ernest Paul Murray, so that we can remember the author of this great book. And I encourage people to certainly head out to the stores and look online on the website as to where they can purchase them, and review again where he will next be offering signings. So now I'd like to turn it over to the 2 M's, Mark and Matt, who are going to basically shoot the breeze.
Oh, we'll be shooting the breeze, all right. Unfortunately, we're not M&M, because then we'd be rapping really fast and really angry. But no, we're a couple happy guys here. Very happy to hear, of course, interview Joanne with Ernest. Definitely going to meet Ernest down at the Vault in Nanaimo, pick up the book. So much magic in the ability to write a great story. And we're going to continue on that vein right now. From the printed page, though, to stories in song we go. Very happy to welcome back to the Shaw TV studios one of the M's Joanne just mentioned, songwriter, musician extraordinaire, Mark Crissinger. Mark, how you doing?
Thanks. I'm doing really good, Matt. How are you?
Good. Always great to have you back on the show.
Thank you very much.
I'm not supposed to have any favorites, but you're one of my favorite guests.
Oh, thanks, man.
Thanks for being here. So let's actually talk about writing lyrics. What's easier for you, writing the lyrics or writing the music to song?
I always write the music first. It's just what happens, and then the theme of the song comes next, and then the words get hammered out, and that's just my formula. That's the way I've done it for years. And it seems I'm trying to write funnier songs for this next record. Yeah, they all seem to have this sort of country blues boogaloo vibe, and they're all kind of seem kind of funny. I think they're all, you know, why does mankind have to be so cruel, and you know, caught in the middle and stuff like that, right?
Well, there's something about that sort of the way to turn a phrase that. It's funny, I don't listen to a lot of country and western, to be honest, but there's a lot of country and western tunes that sort of have it in there. But it's not easy. It's not easy writing maybe comedy's not the right word, but sort of whimsical songs, is it?
Well, in blues, especially in old blues, there's this style of writing called hokum, which is, it's all just very suggestive, you know, and stuff like that. I love throwing in some little hints about, hey, baby, let's go fool around later type of stuff. And, you know, I mean, we're all just people with stories, you know what I mean? And I find a lot of people, when they're writing the blues, feel like they've got to write really sad, you know, depressing things. And I think you can extrapolate from that and try and come out of it with a positive answer, you know, like, here's what happened to me. I felt really bad. This is what I did, and now I feel a lot better.
Yeah, well, there's your story, right? Your change engine in the story leads to something else.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's not always a positive outlook, but I find with this new album, I'm trying to write a lot of, like, you know, you got to roll with the punches, right? That's another one I'm doing right now. It says, you know, deal with it.
As opposed to what a baker does, which punches the rolls.
Exactly.
Sorry, sorry, I just got Todd laughing. All right. So
somebody laughed. Right?
Somebody laughed,
Yeah.
finally. Thank you. Miracle. Let's talk about the new album, actually, because the last album we talked about when you were here was Nightlight, correct?
Yeah.
So does the new album have a name yet?
No, I don't have a name for it yet. We're fooling around with some different ideas. I'm really stretching for a new sound. That's going to combine mostly acoustic sounds. We have a lot of great acoustic guitar players and fiddlers and you know, percussionists and stand-up bass players and harmonica players and all kinds of stuff. And I think I'm going to try and work with that this year, and try and get away from the rock thing. I think it's.
Well, I was going to ask you about that
old
because
for me now.
Because obviously you do solo performances as with here on the show, but I also seen you play with a full band. So this is a full band sound, and
yeah, I'm working with a sound that we're developing a sound. We've had a few pre-production ideas already, meetings and stuff like that. And I think I'm going to have this one sound that sort of flows through the whole record, and then it's going to have varying degrees of energy levels. You know, some of it's going to be kind of sedate, and others will be some country picking and some other things. We're going to try and make acoustic guitars rock.
the lost art of dynamics.
Yeah, amazing, eh? Yeah, and there's actually going to be like a real drum set. You know, yeah.
So
but we just released a live album last night, actually.
Last night,
yeah.
World premiere, discussing this on the show. Yeah, what was the story there?
We were playing at Waterwheel Park in Chemainus. And last year we were playing there, and we ended up recording the show, and it turned out, you know, we got about half a dozen good takes, and so we burn like, I don't know, about 200 or 300, nothing too much, you know. Mostly I'm trying to get people to just go and download it now. Mm-hmm. Like with most music, people aren't really buying CDs too much anymore. So I'm just trying to get people to go to the website, and if you like the music, you know, you can go to the website, and it's very easy. You just go there and download a song if you like it, or the whole album.
Yeah, that's markcrissinger.com.
Yeah, markcrissinger.com.
Another sort of studying opposites, digital blues.
Yeah. Whoa, wait, that might be an interesting idea, since we're going to do a very analog sounding record.
There you go. Yeah, keep that. I got the digital blues going back to tape. Actually, well, let's also want to speak about some other gigs as well. Of course, we're going to be talking about the Nanaimo Summertime Blues Fest coming up later on the show. You're playing this year. Have you played in previous years? I've
played 3 other times, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so someone who's not been there before, describe the vibe at the Summertime
It's
Blues
really
Fest.
nice. It's down by Maffeo Sutton Park. It's down by the water. Nice breeze. Really good vibe. Lots of people dancing. The dancers really come out. In years past, we've had international acts, and we've had, really stellar Canadian blues acts play. But this year, the theme is going to be local, like Vancouver Island. And we do have some really great Vancouver Island blues artists who are recognized internationally and around the world. And they've won Maple Blues Awards, and they've won other awards, and then we've got a lot of just the local people who hammer it out every weekend or every second weekend, and so it's nice to see that sort of family come together. I'm really hoping that vibe is going to be there this summer, where everybody's going to be knowing each other, and it's going to be a party. It's going to be a real good party in Nanaimo.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to have the organizers of the fest coming later in the show, so I'll let them expand upon that and talk more about that.
But I'll be there on Sunday.
You'll be there Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday,
August
26th.
I think,
yeah, 5 o'clock with the whole band, what I like to call the festival band. So it's a 6-piece band with all local people that you'll recognize.
Perfect. All right, well, I'm going
in the
to
band.
get back to the music here so we can move on. Again, we'll talk about that later on. Mark Crissinger, thank you so much for being here once again. MarkCrissinger.com for more information on the album, on your music and everything. And we're going to hear a song from the previous album, Nightlight, called Holding My Heart.
Yeah,
All right,
Holding
for you,
My Heart.
Mark Crissinger on the show on Shaw TV.
You gotta have faith, folks. I've been holding my heart, waiting on a brand new day. I've been holding my heart ever since you went away. Oh, time keeps passing, but nothing seems to change. It's so easy to let your love life slip. You start to take it for granted, it'll always be here. It's a timeless trap that everyone in love should fear. Days have gone uncounted, can't get at the kid inside. I'm a strung out and dumbfounded. It takes two to play and take the blame when things aren't working right. I've been holding my heart, waiting on a brand new day. You gotta go the distance to make your love life work. You gotta make an effort if you wanna enjoy the perks. Old time is a teacher, pay attention, listen and learn. Days have gone uncounted, can't get at the kid inside. I'm a strung out and dumbfounded. It takes two to play and take the blame when things aren't working right. Yeah, I've been holding my heart, waiting on a brand new day. I got no doubt we can figure it out and learn to love again. Yeah, I've been holding my heart, waiting on a brand new day. I've been holding my heart, waiting on a brand new day. I've been holding my heart, waiting on a brand new day. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, it's all about summertime, about that summertime joy, getting out in the sun and having some wonderful fun in the summer. And we're back on the festival theme idea. So what we're going to do now is speak to some pretty special people from the Nanaimo Summertime Blues Festival. And I'm talking about Gerald Hockenfrers, who's the president, and Grant Payne, who is the vice president. Welcome to you both.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, so first of all, let's just talk a bit about the organization. You guys have been around forever doing these great festival events. Tell us what you're about.
Well, the Nanaimo Blues Society is fostering blues music in Nanaimo and particularly Vancouver Island. And we've slowly grown from a smaller organization from our first fully gated venue in 2011 to where we've grown today. And it's been a remarkable ride, and we're doing a hell of a good job for everybody, and everybody's enjoying it.
I know, it's amazing every year. It's so wonderful. Now, I want to find out who's performing this year at the festival. Grant, who's performing?
Well, we have a kind of a stellar list of artists that are coming in from all over the island. So on Friday we have a band called Blackfish out of Victoria and Paul Black Band out of Victoria. I'm excited about Layla Zoe, who is an island native, but she has been actually living in Holland for the last several years and performing over in Europe. So she's back visiting family, so we had the opportunity to book her for this year's festival. And then award-winning David Vest is finishing off the evening, a great honky-tonk piano player. On Saturday we have the Deb Reimer Band out of Victoria. Deb is also the person that runs is the president of the Victoria Blues Society.
Okay.
And then we have the South Island Rhythm Kings. They're a new configuration of Lazy Mike and the Rockin' Recliners.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. So they're a great band. They are always very popular. The bands, people love to dance to them and that type of thing. Then we have another great dance band, Uncle Wiggly and his Hot Shoes Band.
That sounds fun.
They've been around for a long time as well, and they always put on a truly great show. Then we have Big Pacific, who is a new band that has just been put together out of a group of extremely experienced musicians here on Vancouver Island. They're doing blues and rocky blues type stuff. Then the Soul Shakers with Joyce the Voice on lead vocals. She's just an amazing vocalist. And then a couple of island legends finish off Saturday night. Bill Johnson and the Bill Johnson Band, and then Nanaimo's own internationally renowned David Gogo.
The one and only David.
The one and only David.
Yeah.
And on Sunday we have, starting off with Whitey Summers and the Renovation Blues Band, Auntie Kate and the Uncles of Funk out of Victoria.
This is extensive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have Hank Angel and his Island Devils to bring a little rockabilly kind of.
So there's a bit of everything, all different types of blues, like within the genre, different styles of blues.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to do when I book the artist, is try and get a
Something
mixture.
for everyone. Yeah.
And also not having all the same type of instrumentation happening all the time.
So variety.
Yeah, mix it up so it changes the sonic sound a little bit.
Well, it sounds like a fantastic festival. Did we cover everything?
Got a couple more.
Okay.
Mark Crissinger is playing on Sunday.
Who's here with us today, yeah.
And then we have one import band out of Montreal, the winner of the Maple Blues Award for Entertainer of the Year, the Paul Delaurier Band.
Wonderful.
And finishing off the evening on Sunday is Blue Moon Marquee, who are the kings and queens of the Gypsy Blues. And they have a very unique style.
That'd be wonderful. Sounds wonderful. Fantastic, fabulous. It can't get better than that. So, Gerald, I have to ask you, now I know that part of the festival is pretty important because it's dedicated to Nanaimo Loaves and Fishes. Now, that's happening August 23rd. Tell me about that. How can people donate to Loaves and Fishes, the food bank, through the Nanaimo Summertime Blues Festival?
Well, Thursday is going to be a soft opening for us. So in other words, it gives everybody an opportunity to test the mechanisms and make sure that everything's in place. But it gives us a very unique opportunity to provide a good fundraising drive for our Nanaimo Loaves and Fishes. This is really a slow time of year for their donations, so we encourage everybody to come out. So we're asking for a $10 donation, It's going to take place on Thursday. Gates open at 7, music till 8 till 10. An amazing time. Last year we generated approximately $25,000 worth of equivalency in food for the food bank at a really, really important time. So if you want to come out and see some of the local musicians, we call them the
Queen Shuffle.
The Queen Shuffle. Okay. And those are the bands that are always coming to our Sunday afternoon blues jam at the Queen's every Sunday.
Okay, well, we have to wrap up. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. I can't believe it. But we should mention that there's vendors, there's artisans, there's a beer garden, I think, right?
There is, but it's an open concept beer garden.
Okay.
So you can have it anywhere within the grounds.
Wonderful. Well, I want to thank you, gentlemen, so much for joining us on the show today. Can't wait to get out and enjoy the festival, really get into some blues, and just wishing you wonderful success with the festival.
Thank you very much.
And it's always such a success, always anyway. So thank you for joining us today. We're going to pass it along to the wonderful Cathy Holmes, who's got more summertime fun next for you.
Well, thank you for the wonderful summertime greetings, Kerilie, and everyone from the Blues Festival. This is going to be another wonderful event. You cannot miss it, and you should not miss it, because it fixes your spiritual awareness. That's what music does. It feeds the soul. And this spiritual awareness is now going to get turned over to the irreverent spiritual leader of Unity of Nanaimo, Unity Spiritual Center of Nanaimo, our newest, most wonderful addition, Patricia Zogar. Welcome to the show. I'm so glad you're here.
I am too.
We're here to celebrate something that's incredibly important. The International Day of Peace. Peace, 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 peace. Peace is probably more important at this stage than it's ever been before.
Absolutely.
What have you got planned? Tell us about it.
We got a party. I want to make it really clear that, you know, we talked earlier about the protest marches of the 60s and the anti-war movement, and this isn't that.
Yeah.
We at Unity teach, the whole basis of what we teach is what we focus our attention upon is what we draw into our experience.
Yeah.
So we're all about having as much peace thoughts, as much fun, as much laughter, as much song as we can.
Yeah.
The consciousness of our world today is very, very muddy.
Yes.
And what we're about is just dropping drops of clear water into that mud until eventually someday we're all going to be clear.
Well, and the good news about a drop of water is it has the ripple effect, right?
It does.
One drop actually can spread and spread and make all the difference in the world. And that's the beauty behind Unity. Unity is a spiritual awakening for people who don't necessarily want to get caught up in the dogma of things, but really want to talk about, you know, how can I be a better person? How can I serve this community better? And you've been such an amazing addition.
Thank you.
I have heard nothing but wonderful, wonderful thoughts about it. But what I haven't really heard too much about is about the labyrinth idea. I'm trying to imagine a labyrinth.
Well, we found a little corner in the back of our parking lot where we're building a very unconventional labyrinth.
Yes.
It's not your typical round labyrinth. It weaves its way around.
Like
There's
life.
some trees and there's some benches.
Yeah.
And our focus for Peace Day on the 22nd of September, the Saturday, is to dedicate that labyrinth.
Yeah.
In Unity, we recognize that there's truth in every faith path.
Absolutely.
And so we want to make this very much not a multi-faith, an omni-faith labyrinth.
Yes.
And so we've invited leaders from all of the faith communities in Nanaimo that we're aware of to come and say a blessing in their tradition and lay a stone with the symbol of their faith around the sacred center.
And I think that, you know, that bringing all of the religions together in that way, and there's a difference between religion and spirituality. They're entirely different. You do not have to be a religious person to be a spiritual person, and you do not have to, well, you're usually a spiritual person if you're a religious person. But it's hard to say, right? It's walking the walk and teaching the truth of what is right for you. And so the International Day of Peace is going to really involve the whole family as well, right? There's lots of children's things to do, and let's talk a little bit about
painting,
that.
foot painting, butterfly feet, rock painting.
Butterfly
And the
feet.
children can come and paint a rock with a peace symbol or a love word and plant it where they would like it to be in the labyrinth. But speaking of walk, on Friday the 21st, the day before, which is the actual International Day of Peace, as ordained by the United Nations in 1981.
Yeah.
So on the Friday evening at 6 p.m., we will be doing a gentle half-hour peace walk from the flagpoles at Maffeo Sutton Park.
Oh, wow.
So bring your music makers and your signs, and we'll just
drums, and,
drums,
you know, everything.
Signs,
like the more
banners,
that you can
and
bring,
we'll just bring some joy through the
joy
city.
is what it's all
Panago
about.
Pizza will be there. They're
Yes,
our
thank you,
sponsor.
Panago. I noticed you've got a few sponsors on here, Lonnie McQuaid being one. Of course, Unity.
Moksha Yoga. There
thank
will
you
be
for
yoga
pronouncing
classes.
That.
Moksha
Yoga.
And there will be yoga classes on the Saturday at our center at 2325 East Wellington.
Oh, excellent.
www.peacenanaimo.com.
Now, what made you start this? You started this just as you came
I
to Unity,
retired to Nanaimo a few years ago and found that for the fourth time retirement doesn't work for me. So I was meditating one day and deciding what shall I do, and I came out of my meditation and I started to journal, and I wrote, Peace Day, how big do you want to go?
Oh, wow.
So I decided to throw a party in the park, and then the folks at Unity jumped on board, and the rest
is history. Well, not history yet. We've got peace to come, and we're going to be marching one foot in front of the other. Signs are welcome. The good things are welcome in this.
Get your group together, whether it's a religious group, a spiritual group, a fun group.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the things for me, I always thought soldiers were separate from me, but I've had recent contact with Ken Young at the Legion, and he said, who wants peace more than the veterans?
Yes.
So please, veterans, soldiers, I mean, if you are fighting, you're fighting for peace ultimately.
That's right.
So let's all come out in uniform.
And I think what the world needs now is more
love,
peace, sweet love. I was going into that song for a second. I really was. It was like, what the world needs now is peace, dear peace. And it's Matt's birthday, and we have to party on. What the world needs now is Matt Carter. I love it, Matt Carter. I have so much fun doing silly boats. We all want to say,
Cut.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Matt Carter. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Yes, I think we're talking about World Day of Peace.
Well, you're our peace dude.
Not a piece of cake, which apparently I should have. But that was not a piece of cake for singing, so thank you very much for all doing that and staying wonderfully in tune.
I do not sing for anybody, just you.
Well, thank you very, very much.
You're welcome,
really
my
appreciate that. Thank you, Stella, as well, for joining us on the program. Really appreciate that. Yes, giving us peace of mind by giving us a piece of your mind. Patricia. Why did someone write Stella on here? So there you go.
Stella means star. I'm okay with that.
Stella Artois. I should drink one of the two of those. Exactly. Well, they say the brain's the first thing to go. So I think that's what happened. Exactly. So, Patricia, thank you very much. I don't know what the heck I read to have that on there, but yes. Yeah, thank you very much to all the folks in the organizations, Unity Center, for pulling together a very important message and feeling for what we need right now. We need right now. All right, so before we close off the show and get back to some other music and singing, I do mention off the top of the program, I want to give a shout out to the Nanaimo Senior B Timbermen, host of the 2018 President's Cup National Senior B Lacrosse Championship, August 26th to September 2nd. A number of leagues, 8 or 9 leagues from across Canada, as well as the host Timbermen, fighting for Senior B Lacrosse superiority, that gold medal. It's going to be some of the best lacrosse Nanaimo has ever seen, so make sure to check that out. Well, the tournament schedule hasn't been posted yet, with 9 teams in a week-long tournament. Typically means each of these teams plays every day with a doubleheader on one day. It's exhausting, it's exciting. It's a battle with regional, provincial, and national lacrosse title on the line. Again, happening here in the Nanaimo Frank Crane Arena, August 26th to September 2nd. For more information on President's Cup Senior B Lacrosse Championship and to purchase tickets, visit NanaimoTimberman.com. gmail.com. All right, I didn't think I was going to do any puns, but I should give some shout out to all the senior B lacrosse fans out there, lacrosse fans in BC. Shirley gave a thunder of applause. I'm adnic that it'll be a great tournament, pioneering achievement in Nanaimo to see these warriors face off. Fans can wolves down lacrosse at Frank Crane, the capitals of lacrosse rebels in the city again, August 26th to September 2nd. All the best to the teams here on the West Coast. Also, big thanks to our guests and hardworking volunteers and staff in front of the cameras and behind the scenes. You can find more information about this program on Facebook, facebook.com/The Show on Shaw, and check out previous episodes of the show on YouTube as well. Do you have an event, cause, demonstration, birthday, or issue you'd like to bring to the program? Well, we're always looking for great Central Island guests and, of course, volunteers for this program as well. Drop a line to our executive producer, Jocelyn Matwee, at jocelyn.matwee@sjrb.ca. But before we go, Cathy had talked about dancing a little while ago, so we all need to get a bit of our dance on here. So one more song from our musical guest, Mark Crissinger, called Shake a Leg. Shake your leg. Cheers. Thank you so much for watching the show right here on Shaw TV.
Shake it. Well, 1 and 1 is 2, 2 and 2 is 4. I'm standing here with roses outside of your door. Shake a leg for me, mama. Shake a leg for me, mama. Shake a leg for me, mama. I can't wait all day. Well, the time you take is a mystery to me. Come on, baby, won't you hurry up, please? Shake a leg for me, mama. Shake a leg for me, mama. Shake a leg for me, mama. I can't wait all day, yeah. Well, 2 and 2 is 4, 4 and 4 is 8. If you don't hurry up, we're gonna be very late. Shake a leg for me, mama. Shake a leg for me, mama. Come on, shake your legs. Shake a leg for me, mama. I can't wait all day. Well, you know I don't like it when we bicker, but couldn't you move just a little bit quicker? Shake a leg. Come on and shake a leg. Shake a leg for me, mama. I can't wait all day. Yeah. One for Matt. Well, 4 4 is 8, 8 and 8, 16. How come you don't understand what I mean? Shake a leg for me, mama. Yes, shake a leg for me, mama. Shake a leg for me, mama. I can't wait all day. Well, you know I love you like a flower of rain, but waiting for you drive me insane. Shake a leg for me, mama. Shake a leg for me, mama. Shake a leg for me, mama. I can't wait all day. Shake a leg for me, mama. I can't wait all day. Yeah. Shake a leg for me, mama. I can't wait all day.